Have you ever met someone who seems to see more, feel more, and think more deeply than everyone else? Someone who pauses before they speak, who notices the small things others overlook, who seems to live with a kind of emotional gravity. We often call these people deep. But what if that depth isn't just a personality trait? What if it's rooted in physiology, in the very wiring of their brains, their hormones, and their nervous system? What if being deep isn't just who they are, but how they are built? Deep people often live between two worlds: the outer world that moves fast and loud, and their inner world that is quiet but infinite. When neuroscientists study such individuals, one thing stands out: the default mode network of their brains. This network, which includes the medial prefrontal cortex, the posterior cingulate cortex, and parts of the parietal lobe, becomes active when the mind is at rest, when we're daydreaming, reflecting, or recalling memories. In most people, this system turns off when the brain rests, but in deep thinkers, it never really switches off. Even in silence, their brains are busy connecting thoughts, weaving stories, linking emotions to memories, and searching for meaning in everything. This is why solitude feels so natural to them. They're not escaping the world. They're diving inward, exploring a universe within. Silence to them isn't empty, it's full of signals, emotions, and insight. Deep people also show distinct patterns of neurochemistry. Their dopamine system, which regulates reward and motivation, functions differently. They have a lower baseline need for constant stimulation, while others chase excitement, parties, and noise. Deep people find pleasure in subtlety, a conversation that matters, a song that speaks truth, a quiet walk at sunrise. Their serotonin balance tends to be stronger, which supports calmness and introspection. And when it comes to oxytocin, the bonding hormone, deep people feel its surge more profoundly. That's why their connections are rare but powerful. They don't love halfway. When they care, they do it with their entire system, emotionally, physically, spiritually. The heart also tells part of the story. In people who are emotionally deep, scientists often notice higher heart rate, variability, the measure of how adaptable your heart rhythm is to emotional changes. A flexible heart rhythm reflects emotional awareness and resilience. It means they're more responsive, not just mentally, but physiologically, to the emotions they experience. But this comes with a cost, because their nervous system is more sensitive. Deep people can be easily overstimulated. Crowds drain them, noise overwhelms them, and when the world becomes too chaotic, they retreat, not because they dislike people, but because their body demands stillness to reset. If you've ever felt like you experience everything too much, the pain, the joy, the beauty, the loss, that's not a flaw. That's the intensity of your system doing what it was designed to do. You feel deeply because you're alive deeply. Your senses, emotions, and memories are all connected by a web of neural activity that is more responsive than average. The amygdala, your emotional processing center, is highly active. The hippocampus, your memory organizer, stores not just what happened, but what it felt like. And your prefrontal cortex, the seat of reasoning, so constantly tries to make sense of it all. This constant conversation between emotion and logic is what gives deep people their creativity. They turn pain into poetry, confusion into art, silence into thought, and thought into wisdom. Depth at its core is emotional intelligence turned inward. Deep people are also natural empaths. They don't just understand emotion, they absorb it. When they sit with someone in pain, their brain mirrors that pain. Their mirror neuron system, the part responsible for empathy, fires as if they are the ones suffering. That's why they're drawn to healing professions, to writing, to music, to anything that translates emotion into connection. But this empathy has a shadow side. It's exhausting. It's heavy. When you feel everyone's energy, you can lose track of your own. That's why deep people often isolate, not out of bitterness but to recover, to separate their feelings from the world's noise. They need solitude the way lungs need oxygen. There's another fascinating aspect: sensory sensitivity. deep individuals often process more sensory data, subtle colors, tones, and movements that others miss. They can pick up on micro-expressions, voice tone shifts, even the emotional energy of a room. To them, life is more vivid, but also more overwhelming. So while the world celebrates fast reactions and loud personalities, deep people often move slower, not because they're uncertain, but because they're processing everything, every possibility, every layer, every emotion. They see what others skip, and yet, being deep can feel lonely, because not everyone understands silence. Not everyone values stillness. Sometimes, depth is mistaken for distance. But deep people don't crave crowds. They crave connection. They want conversations that matter, eyes that listen, souls that meet halfway. The irony is, while society runs on speed, progress and consumption, the deep ones are the quiet architects of meaning. They're the writers who shape emotion into words. They're the scientists who search for truth beneath illusion. They're the artists who remind us that beauty still matters. If you are one of them, if you've ever been told you're too sensitive, too emotional, too serious, remember this. You are not too much, you are exactly enough. Your biology is tuned to notice what others overlook. Your heart beats to rhythms most can't hear, and your silence holds wisdom the world desperately needs. Being deep means living in color in a world that prefers black and white. It means carrying empathy in a world that forgets how to feel. It means being moved by a moment that others walk past without seeing. It means living a little slower, but infinitely richer. So don't hide your depth. Don't shrink it to fit into shallow spaces. Protect it, nurture it, use it, because depth is where meaning lives. It's where truth hides. It's where humanity begins. When you speak from that place, you change people, not through noise, but through presence, not through argument, but through understanding, and not through power, but through peace, because in the end, it's not the shallow river that shapes the land, it's the deep one. It's quiet, it moves slowly, but over time it carves mountains, and so do you.